Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa. Get your education booklet in our daily newspaper, street sales, or at your school every Monday to Thursday for pre-primary up until grade 3. The lessons are for listening or watching online. Inside the newspapers, there is an insert of the lesson booklet. Please cut the top of the lesson booklet with a pair of scissors and fold it for ready to use. But there is more. We are also available on our online platforms, MyZone and Zoshi Facebook pages, and in addition, our website, Zoshi Online. Hello everyone and welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa and thank you so much for joining me today. Our theme this week is My Community. And before we get into any lessons, boys and girls, we know that we have to sanitize. So let's take our sanitizer and put a little bit inside our hands. Then we rub inside, around our hands, in between our fingers, on our wrists, and our fingertips too. Make sure your hands are dry before you touch anything else. For today's lesson, we will be talking about connecting parts, counting, sounds, and numbers. For our lesson now, boys and girls, let us start on page 5. On page 5, we are going to be connecting our transport parts. Now it's going to be our job to connect one part of the transport to the other part of the transport. We need to take a good look at one side and then see which one matches. Then we are going to connect them with a straight line. I'm going to do this one, but with 2 different types of transport. Let's take a look at the board. Now, I have 2 different types of transport. 1, 2. The first one seems to be the back of something, and so I need to find out, is it for the one across it? No, it looks too small. Plus, the color is not the same. So, it must be for the one underneath. And that, my dear boys and girls, is a bus. So, we're going to connect it with a line. There we go. So, I have managed to connect my bus from one side to the other with a line. That means that the next one, I have to do the same thing with a line. I'm going to start here and connect it with a straight line so that I know that the 2 pieces are together of the same type of transport. Now that I've done that, I know that this is a bus and this is a car. So you're going to do the same thing. Take your time, you can use your colors to draw the lines, and then when you're done with that one, you can move on to the next page, page 6. On page 6, we are going to be continuing, but this time we are going to be counting. It is going to be our job to count the items in each row and then write the correct number. As you can see, we have different items that need us to fill in the missing answer in the box. We're going to practice this together before you do it on your paper. So let's take a look at the board. On the board, I have 3 different things that need me to count and then write the number. For us, we have to copy these numbers 1, 2, 3, or 4. So if we're going to do this carefully, we need to first count the item and then write it in the box. Let's do the first one. I can see bananas, but how many bananas do we have? 1, 2. We have 2 bananas. So we're going to write the number 2 in the box opposite. We will start by going round and then down across, all the way to the bottom and across as well. Now we have written our number 2. The next one we count are leaves. How many leaves do you see? 1, 2, 3. 3 leaves. So we need to write the number 3, and that's the one we're going to write. Let's start. We go up and round and across and round, making sure we have filled the whole box. Well done, everyone. So we said there are 3 leaves. The last one we can see is of a lock. Now most of us know this because this is how we lock the gates and the other gates that we have at home. How many locks do you see? 1. So that means there's only 1 lock, which means we are writing the number 1. And then we just go down. Well done, everyone. So you need to complete this exercise by yourself for page 5 and for page 6. Take your time, draw nice straight lines, and write your numbers facing the correct way. I will see you when you're done after the advert break.
Follow us on MyZone Facebook Active Kids to watch your daily lesson and other fun activities with Zoe and Zoshi.
For our lesson now, boys and girls, we're going to move on to something exciting on page 7. On page 7, we are going to be circling the items that make a loud sound. Yay! That means we need to test these things. We need to find out, do they make loud sounds or not? The first thing we can see is a bell. Now the bell, sometimes we use it at school to tell us when it's break time or when it's time to go home. The next thing we can see is a book. Now we all know books because we use them at school. The next thing we can see is called a whistle. Now this whistle is used especially when we are playing sports like running and jumping and soccer and netball. Then the last one we can see, some of you may know it, it is called a vuvuzela. Now this one, I'm telling you, is an exciting instrument, but unfortunately we don't have it here. So what we can try and do is test the first 3. Let's take a look at the first 3. Now I have the first 3 here in the classroom. The first thing we want to test is the bell. As you can see, I have a nice big bell here. And we want to decide whether it's a loud sound. If it's a loud sound, then you're going to have to circle the bell in your book. But if it's not so loud, just leave it and wait for the next sound. So I am going to ring the bell and then we decide together. That is a loud sound. I almost thought there was no bell. But definitely, did you hear that sound? Let's try it again. Is that a loud sound? Yes, it is a loud sound. So you're going to circle the bell. Thank you, Mr. Bell. You can go back quietly on the table. Then the next one that I have is a whistle. So I'm going to blow the whistle and then we decide together if the whistle makes a loud sound. Are you ready? Was that a loud sound? Yes, it was a loud sound. Let's hear it again. Well done. It is a loud sound. So what are you going to do? You are going to circle your whistle. Thank you, Mr. Whistle. You can also go back quietly on the table. The next thing that we're going to test is the book. Now, let's see. Does the book make a loud sound? No, it doesn't make a loud sound. Let's try again. No loud sound here. So we have tested the bell, the whistle, and the book. And we said that it was only the bell and the whistle that make a loud sound. Now I want you to ask your parents or an adult about the last item there in your booklet. And they will tell you whether it makes a loud sound or not. When you're done with this exercise, my dear friends, you can now move on to the next one on the next page, page 8. On page 8, we are going to be doing some number writing. It's going to be our job to write the numbers 1 and 2 inside the circle, and then we're going to write the numbers 3 and 4 outside the circle. So let's take a look and see how we're going to do that. I also have my circle and outside my circle. So we are going to write 4 numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's going to be our job to write 1 and 2 inside the circle. And then we will write 3 and 4 outside the circle. So let's begin with number 1. We will write our 1 going down. And that is our number 1. So far we have done 1. Now we need to write number 2. So we take our pencil again and we go round up a little bit, down and across. We have written our number 2. We have 1, 2. Now we need to write number 3. So let's take our pencils again. This time, don't rush, because if you rush, that's how you make mistakes. Take your time and press your pencil down on the paper so that everything comes out beautifully. Let's try number 3. I can use a different color. You can also use a different color if you'd like. We're going to write number 3 on top. Let's go. We go round and round. That is our number 3. Well done if you managed to do that. Then the next number, or rather the last one we're going to write outside of the circle is number 4. We go down, across, we lift up our pencil, and then we put a small line across, going down. That is our number 4. We have now completed our task. The 2 numbers inside are 1 and 2. They are inside the circle. And then number 3 and 4 are outside the circle. This is what you have to do. Take your time, be neat, and I hope you are going to enjoy both of your exercises. If you have a bell, a whistle at home, you can also try to see by yourself whether they make a loud noise. Have fun, and I'll see you soon after the advert break.
Do you have children in the age range of 5 to 6 years and want to participate in our school booklet program? Please contact us on 081 74 3759 and we will put you on our distribution list for the attention of pre-primary schools. Topics include family, summer, culture, traditions and houses, transport and communications, occupations, autumn, and more. We distribute countrywide in over 10 different languages.
Boys and girls, we have now come to the end of our lesson, and I hope you had fun. I know I did. Remember, if something is too hard or you're not sure what to do, that's okay. You can always ask an adult for help. Just make sure you finish your work by yourself. So now that we are done with our work, we need to sanitize. Remember how we sanitize? We put a little bit of sanitizer in our hand. Then we rub inside, round and round, in between our fingers and on our wrists. Don't forget your fingertips. Then you wait for them to dry before you touch anything else. Now that we're done with our lesson, I wonder where Zoshi is, because I know I heard him come in, but I don't know where he went. Oh, there you are, Zoshi. So, from Zoshi and I, we want to say thank you so much for joining us today, and goodbye.
Our online school will help you along the way. Find us at www.zoshi.online and download the booklet. Follow us on Facebook to never miss a video. Subscribe to our Zoshi Telegram channel if you want to receive daily updates. Proudly sponsored by the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture, Namibian Community Trust, UNICEF, My Zone Online School, Amos Meerkat Syllabus, and Capricorn Foundation.